What is up, guys? We have another episode of Footy with the Boys here. I got Nick over here in the Columbia kit. How are we doing, Nick?
Doing good, dude. Chilling. Columbia, 4 out of 6 points. Fun and Bowl. We won't talk about it, but they did good.
Mike, I see you're in the OG Costa Rica kit. How do they do
2014,
this
baby.
window? Do you perhaps know?
I know they got blasted 4-1 one of their games. Poor Kaler, doing his best.
Doing his best out there. It's a new generation, so we'll give him a break. Today we have the international roundup, so we'll go over some international games, thus the international kits here. Then we'll run through the games coming up in the Prem, along with a heated debate about world-class players and finding our World 11. And then we'll close out with producer P letting us know something that's just been burning on his mind to know about the soccer world. But we'll get started here with Germany. They been on a bit of a roller coaster here, boys. Pretty shit game against Japan, and then they come back and beat France. Boys, what are we making of this? Mike, I'll start with you. What are we thinking? They get a pretty awful result. People are making fun of them, and all of a sudden they come back and beat France, and it wasn't necessarily close. It was just a late goal by Griezmann that made it a one-goal game at the end.
Yeah, that's Vita saying Hansi Flick. I mean, his time's up. I thought it was kind of crazy. I mean, 4-1 defeat, not the World Cup they had hoped for. I think Japan, credit to them. They're kind of a good team right now. They have some weapons and they play quick on that counter. But yeah, way to bounce back against France, one of the best in the world right now. Good win. Didn't watch the game, saw the highlights. Yeah, Germany seemed to kind of own them that game.
Nick, is it more Japan giving credit to them, or is it more of Germany being a bit on the downfall as they've kind of been for the past few years here?
I mean, they've been down for a minute, right? Like that's not the Japan, or sorry, the Germany that we're used to watching. But also Japan's kind of nice. I feel like the Kubo kid's sick. Obviously, we know about Mitomo, watching him week in week out. He's a little baller. Um, I still don't know if Endo's good or not, but he does play for Liverpool, so who fucking knows. And shout out the boy Takahiro Tomiyasu, just pocketing Leroy Sané. That's called pace, ladies and gents. So yeah, I'm gonna pin it 4-1. I mean, Japan isn't good enough to be 4-1 against any team that's competent, so I'll pin it mostly on Germany. But interesting to see them play well after against France, even though I mean France didn't play incredible, but they had a good lineup out there. I think like Camavinga and uh, Griezmann played. I think Saliba was out there with your Hernandez. So it wasn't a bad lineup by France. I think it's interesting that maybe they just need a little fresh blood at that manager spot. And honestly, maybe they just need to drop Havertz because Mueller started and
I'm an
things seem
Arsenal
to be
guy.
back. Hey, listen, Havertz is just low on confidence. He's still my boy. I do think he's going to end up doing well, but there's no denying that the dude does not does not have it at the
He's
moment.
not in form, you could say, in the
I
kindest way
will say though,
possible.
I watched like because I did not watch Germany France, but at least not live. But I watched when he came on, like a 10-minute cut up, and he's kind of him to nine. He's a big boy. He bullied Saliba around a little bit. So, but yeah, no, I mean Wheeler's class. So good for Germany to bounce back, but that 4-1 was fucking embarrassing.
Mike, what do you think Germany's issue is? They have, on paper, insane players like Mueller, Sane, Musiala in the center, Kimmich, Goretzka. Like, look at this lineup. Maybe on the outside backs you can find some type of weaknesses, but the rest of the team is class. Why are they bombing out of World Cups, getting beat by Japan 4-1 when Japan has those good players, but you wouldn't say nearly close to this.
Yeah, I think their attack is kind of not great at the moment. Not a dependable striker. Their outbacks or outside backs are not great. Blanking on the guy's name, Dan something. He plays for Leipzig out at left back. He actually had a great World Cup. I think he was one of their standouts. Um, Not a great performance overall, but from the players who did play well, um, just kind of a lack of cohesion. They don't look threatening going forward. Uh, Timo doesn't seem to be the guy. Kai Havertz does not seem to be the guy right now. And Thomas Mueller gets you goals, but he's not your prototypical striker. He's more of a second guy or a false nine or a space finder. So this is a good transition period for them. I'm not sure who they're going to lock down as their permanent head coach, but as you said, with the quality of players they have, I think they'll figure something out to be, sort of successful. I don't see them winning anything anytime soon, though.
Was Musiala injured? Did he not make the lineup? I don't see him anywhere on the bench or anything.
Producer P, could you maybe scroll down to the bench here? See if we have.
I don't think he was on there. I do like I
Yeah,
said,
he
I think I
must be
said a
injured.
couple. Yeah, I said it a couple eps back, but Florian Wirtz, in my opinion, I think he's gonna be the De Bruyne replacement eventually. He's fucking class. So a little surprising.
To be fair, looking
Yeah, I
at
don't
this
know.
bench, it is as class as that first 11 is, and a few others. I wouldn't say the rest is necessarily expected to be Germany type results.
Shout out Kevin Schade, who player I like from Brentford. Glad to see him get a call up. But yeah, no, I think you're a little bit right. I mean, Pascal Gross. I get he's playing good for
Yeah,
Brentford, but what the fuck are we doing? Is he like 36? Like,
I think that might just be the state where Germany is right now with
low-key, that
women's players.
Japan bench looks a little. We will go back. They have Kubo on the bench,
Kubo
Doan,
Ito.
Asano. Yeah, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think Germany. Obviously, they've been transitioning. I think they're gonna build around Wirtz and Musiala in the future. So if they keep doing that and they try to get some young talent, I'm trying to think though, what like young Germans are really out there?
It's really Wirtz, Musiala,
And like Havertz kind of, but
Well,
he's in
you have
horrible form.
Tiao. You
So
have
some of the
Tiao
younger
from
guys on
Milan at
Dortmund.
center back, who's been good.
dude, yeah, so
You have
overrated.
This
Adeyemi
is his first year
on
playing for Milan. He's looked good though.
Dortmund. Adeyemi's a
Saw him
good
on
player,
Schalke and I hated him.
Oh, Adeyemi, but I wouldn't say
and
he's necessarily like a real
Adeyemi is such a
star.
he's like a complimentary player, dude. He's not real.
Yusa Makoko could be pretty good.
Is
Right?
he German?
I believe he is.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's necessarily. I mean, he's been
Well, he's like
supposed to
16.
break out for a while and just has never broken out. I know he's still really young,
He's
but
And
still only
also,
18. Yeah,
yeah, they said that about Odegaard. Now look at him. So
18's
suppose.
a little early to be writing a script.
Yeah, I think it's just because he started at like 16 that
Yeah, it
he
seems like he's
must
been
wait in
around
for a little
forever.
bit more. But yeah, I think Germany's just they need. I think they just need a manager that can change the culture around and get them playing the right way because they obviously have the class. Speaking of some class and some wonderful managers, how about we go over to Gareth Southgate's Three Lions with England over there? Nick, the question for you here is this a golden generation for England? And will they finally be able to bring really anything home, Euros or World Cup?
yeah, I don't know who the fuck dropped it. Palmer, if you can pull up that tweet, but I think it's like ESPN UK or I think, no, Graham Souness I think was like, uh, this is England's golden generation. Shit, I kind of agree. I don't know, guys. I don't know, fellas. I know there's some legends back in the day, but this team feels really, really well rounded. Like I think they have a little bit of everything, including the world class nine, which I think any elite team needs. In Harry Kane, not at Spurs anymore, so I can give him a little bit more of his flowers. I think their spine is like looking really good. Like they have that midfield like solid with Bellingham and Rice in it. You can insert Alexander Arnold or whoever else really you want in that midfield, and as long as it's not fucking Jordan Henderson, and still be really solid. Um, I think the front three of Rashford, Saka, and Kane like complement each other really well. Kane's an elite finisher, but he's a good playmaker as well. Saka a little more like dribbling can turn ya and the pace. Rashford just fucking pace and power and finishing. They play off each other really well. And then, I mean, they have leadership at the back. Kyle Walker's a veteran. There's a little battle between Pickford and Ramsdale. I think, either of them are like elite keepers, I'd say, but they're definitely both good enough to be part of an elite squad. So I don't know. I mean, as long as they're not fucking starting Harry Maguire, I feel pretty decent that they're gonna be able to get jobs done. I like Levi Colwell. The other center back position, maybe there's a little bit of a hole there. Like Mark Guehi, I guess, is good, but um, I guess that could be their area of concern. And they do used to have some fucking bosses in the middle of the pitch back in the day. Um, but me personally, I think this England team should be, I don't know, top 2 favorite, top 3 favorite for the Euros, and
Do they win
maybe
it?
top.
Does Gareth Southgate finally get the job done?
See, that's what's holding them back. Because I feel pretty good that it's the golden generation, and then this fucking clown who keeps making decisions based off loyalties off a tournament like 4 years ago, and like the
You're telling me
most the
Maguire does not deserve to be playing?
dude, Maguire doesn't deserve to be playing football anymore. Like, what are we doing? Like
That's a bit
this
harsh.
dude,
A little hard.
Send him to West
he
Ham.
should be he should be like storing my beer because he's a fucking fridge, dude. Like that guy sucks dick. He should be nowhere near the selection. I get the center backs aren't incredible, but shit, Ben White can play center back, and I think he'd be immediately the best center back for England. So, um, but again, Southgate has some fucking weird feud with him there. Sent him home from the last tourney, and I don't know. I think he's the one who's holding them back, and I also don't think that he's going anywhere anytime soon. I think I saw something like Pep should take the job. That's just fucking English
That's
fans
Cope.
dreaming.
That is coping.
Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, if he does, I'd be ecstatic. But I think the players. I think it could be a golden generation. I I like them to win the Euros. How about that? I'll say they win the Euros.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
think
it's
they.
coming home. That's a thing people say, right? That's a
That
thing.
is the thing
Producer
people
B
say.
with some wonderful knowledge there.
Yep,
Yeah,
inserting expert
that was my
opinions.
fucking voice reveal, by the way. Holy shit.
Holy shit, it's like dream.
So I'll
Mike,
take it for Euros. What do you think about World Cup, Trace?
Mike, I want to say no here. What are you thinking?
I mean, on paper, I like them to win everything for the next 10 years. They're the best on paper, the best squad in the world. They're the deepest. They have the most options up top in the midfield. On the outside backs, particular goalkeeper's strong. Center backs are weak. That is a weak spot, but I don't think it's a weak spot because of lack of players. I think it goes down to Gareth Southgate having loyalties and not picking the best options available. He's got dudes like Fikayo Tomori, who's been balling for AC Milan for years, and he doesn't get a sniff because he's not playing in England. Southgate, I assume, does some scouting, right, to see who's in form, to
You would
make
hope.
some selections. That's what a coach is supposed to
Strong
do.
assumption, dude. Let me tell
Right.
you.
You know what
But
they say about assuming.
he's got some favorites. Dudes like Calvin Phillips and Harry Maguire stay in the squad when they're playing for their clubs. They're either not playing or they're not performing. Calvin Phillips hasn't sniffed the pitch in 2 years. Harry Maguire has, you know, had a
Shouldn't have
go
sniffed the
go
field
of
in 2
it.
years.
Right. So I think Gareth Southgate definitely can hold these guys back. But he's not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, they've had some success in these tournaments. They've made deep runs, and they just can't get it done on the final stage. They should have beat Italy. They're a much stronger squad than Italy was in that Euro final. And they could have contended to win the World Cup. I mean, when
I
you
mean, they
look at
did, I
it,
think, contend to win the World Cup, so
right, the talent they have is unmatched, and it is a golden generation. But it's not the only golden generation they've had. I mean, they had Lampard and Gerrard and
but does that
Rooney.
make it a golden generation? That would
Okay,
be my
yeah. We
argument
gotta.
is if they're just continually creating legends like this throughout, if these
Right.
are generation after generation, is it really golden or is it just the next generation of English stars? Because there's been generations and more generations and more generations. You can't call each of them a golden generation, each generation that comes up.
Something
At
in
a
the
certain
water,
That's
point,
bro.
fair. I think
at a
the
certain
gold
point, it's just England.
the gold comes with the gold, right? You need to win something. I mean, we've heard it with Belgium. Belgium's had a golden generation the last
Okay,
decade.
cut that
England
up,
has not had
Connor. That
many
was
golden
great.
generations.
They haven't won shit. Yeah, so maybe England's last golden generation was in the 50s, 60s when they won their one World Cup.
George Best. Fucking.
But
Yeah.
this being said, we didn't touch on him yet. Bellingham looked like, I mean, an absolute world beater against Scotland. He wasn't touched. He just kept going through the field. He dribbled 5-6 guys. He could find a shot. He could find a pass anytime he wanted. That goal he set up to Harry Kane was, I just kept watching in a repeat. He does 3 guys, and then he has this deft little touch when he fakes a shot, puts it right on Kane's foot, and Kane is as good as he is. He's going to finish that every single time. So you have a guy like Bellingham running the creative part of the field, and then you have other guys who can do it too, Rashford and Saka and Foden, whoever's out there. But Bellingham is
he the missing piece for a trophy? Seems
Yeah.
like every team you have a Mbappe, a Messi, a player that can kind of stand away.
He's
And
that guy.
anytime you watch Jude,
He's an
stands away.
alien.
Even at Dortmund, is he the one that can be
He's
that
levels
dynamo?
above everyone on the pitch every time he plays.
Also, you know who I fucking forgot? John Stones, dude. You're telling me a John Stones, Ben White center back pairing
Yeah,
wouldn't
where the hell
like,
is John
good
Stones
enough?
in this?
He's
I
hurt.
think
He's
he
hurt.
was a little
Right now.
injured.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
he's
makes
hurt.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
But I'm
John
saying, like, we were
Stones
talking
is
about Euros.
right. He's the first guy on the sheet when you go to the back line in the center back
I
specifically.
could put Kyle Walker at center back as well, and then put Trent out to the right back.
No.
Yeah, they'd
Don't
look
put
good in
Trent
a
at right back.
5-back.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Or put
He's
Reece
not going to
James
be playing
there.
defense anyways. It's going
Or
to be all
put
inverted.
Kieran Trippier. They have unlimited options at right back. It does not
Mr.
matter.
Unlimited.
When we get
Speaking
into
of
the World
Kyle Walker
XI
here.
list, we got 4 or 5 guys from England who can
Flags,
beat
you said
Bellingham.
no. What the fuck? You don't think so?
I think yes, it is an insanely good generation. Like if it were a different nation, yeah, it'd be a golden generation. But I don't think you can have a golden generation if it's just each generation is insanely fucking good. Like this one is just insanely fucking good, just like with Lampard and Skull. Like all those people, it's like they're insanely fucking good then. It's insanely fucking good now. It's been that. So I don't think it's necessarily a huge change to be like, this is the one, this is the golden one. Like I think, yeah, it might be like they have their best scorer of all time. Jude Bellingham looks like a generational star. They have these players that are at very high levels, so it may be one of their best. But I don't know if you can label something. And the only reason I'm saying is because I just don't think you can label something as a golden generation if it's just continual. It's been
Okay.
top of the
Well,
world.
okay. So then change it. Then is this better than the Gerrard, Scholesy, Lampard, Michael Owen? Is it better than that generation? Because I think that's
Yeah.
the
I
question.
think yeah. I mean, at that point, I think I say yes. Technically, they're just like insane. I think the Premier League, the amount of investment in there, the academies in the Prem just are turning out so many top players now that
And I think they're
can
deeper
produce.
too, bro. Like fuck.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. And from one golden generation dubbed to another golden generation with the US men's national team with a huge rivalry game win versus Oman here, 4-0. Guys, can we take anything out of this game? Was there anything that stood out to you guys, or is this just a friendly versus a, I think, 76th ranked team in the world? Mike, we'll start with you.
If I had one takeaway from the game, it'd be, Pepe he's on it right now. Super confident, finding the
Trent.
goal. And it looks like he's going to give Balogun a run for his money for that starting spot, as he should. I mean, it looked like it could have been his before Balogun, nationality was declared as United States and cat tied. And now he's going to want it back. Similar in age, 2 years apart. I'm here for it, dude. Hopefully they have a good relationship in the locker room, and it's not overly competitive, but it's just competitive enough that they get the best out of each other.
Nick, Ballo or Pepe, and then let us know what you think about this big rivalry win.
Look, my bias is gonna show. I'm a Ballo guy, but he's part of our system. Was part of our system. Wish him the best at Monaco. So I'm a Ballo guy. I think he does more. I think he's more dynamic. I think Trace is right. Pepe is like at peak confidence right now. I think we're seeing the best Pepe that we're gonna see. I don't see too much space for improvement on him. I think Ballo could become a little bit more ruthless because I think his runs are already insane. And he like generates like a ton of power and finds himself in good positions. It's just got to make sure like when you get the one chance, you finish the one chance. I think is Ballo's thing. Which is not a bad finisher. Is not what I'm trying to say. But Pepe is that guy right now. He's putting them away like as soon as he sees it. So yeah, I mean it's a good problem to have. I honestly I'd be starting Pepe right now if we had a fucking meaningful game tomorrow. And I think that Ballo is the perfect guy to bring off the bench for 25 minutes to fucking run at a back line while they're tired. So it's definitely a good thing to have. The only other real takeaway is like, and I guess we'll save it for a conversation for later, but we can bring it up now. That Oman goalkeeper, world class, maybe? I don't know.
World class.
I don't know. I mean, look, Harrison had to beat him with a pinpoint free kick.
With a quote unquote stunner of a free
Oh,
kick.
man, dude.
Somebody call Messi. He might have some competition.
Yeah, so I'm not taking too much away from the performance. I think it was a better looking game than Uzbekistan. So be about
Absolutely.
that.
Going kind of larger picture here for the window, a 3-0 win, a 4-0 win. Greg Berhalter making his second debut of sorts. I think personally one of the reasons Balogun did not look too hot was because of the system. Brendan Aronson, after the Uzbekistan game, after they were laying in crosses like none other, said that Greg Berhalter said that they should be putting in more crosses. Seems rather concerning that that's the way they want to go for it. And especially with Balogun up top, he is a combination run-in behind striker. He's not an aerial threat. So I think if that's the case, yeah, you might want to start Ricardo Pepi up front if you're just lobbing in 50 crosses a game, because that suits him significantly more. But if you're not going to use Balogun, this insanely good scorer who has 20 goals in a season at a higher league than Pepi, what are you doing? You have a Ferrari and you're having it go out in the field and do like truck work for you. He is meant to combine, not drop in B or 10 and then swing in 50 crosses to who? Timothy Weah, who's not great in the air, to Pulisic, who can flail his body at it and might lose a nut and score, but he's not going to be good in the air. I just think Berhalter has some issues with his system. What do you guys think is the future of Berhalter ball here? Can he get them far in a Copa? And do you think he makes it to the World Cup just off of stubbornness, or do you think at a certain point it's gonna hit the fan? Mike, I'll start with you again.
Lot to digest there. I'll start with the Copa. It'll depend who we play. I mean, if we play some smaller South American teams, I think we can, beat them. But you play the big boys, Argentina, Brazil. I don't like us in either of those games. I don't like us against Uruguay.
I don't think most
Colombia,
people do.
yeah, Colombia could be kind of a toss-up. Same with a few other countries. I'm not.
Chile.
I think these results were kind of flattering for us. They're not very good teams, but Uzbekistan 2 90+ minute goals after not looking very threatening. I don't. Yeah, it's the same old Greg Berhalter crossing the ball, get burnt down the wings. It's ugly, and when we have the guys we do at our disposal. Pulisic when Reyna's back, Malik Tillman, even Weston McKennie to a bit, and the
Kenny
center.
had a wonderful game versus Oman.
He
Shout out
did.
to him.
And he played well against Uzbekistan. They can pick passes, and we can be a little bit more creative in the third. If we are going to cross the ball like that, and that's going to be our tactics, I think eventually it'll come down to guys like Reyna and Pulisic who are a little better on the ball to determine a game. Maybe I'm not going to go cross it this time. Maybe I'm going to cut in and do something. So eventually it's going to come down to the players if those are the tactics we're going to play.
Look, I mean, we just talked about Southgate having his guys. Berhalter has his guys too, and mainly his guys are Pulisic and Weah, it feels like, and so he's trying to play through the wings as much as possible. He likes Pulisic out wide, even though I think he functions better for this team, this current like roster at the 10 because Gio's not there. So he's gonna play him out wide, and then he says, "Okay, you guys create cross." He gets what he's saying, but the reason that he is playing like that is because he's shunning probably our most fucking technical player in Gio Reyna, and that like I get he's injured, but is anyone convinced that he would have been called up to this? Like, what the fuck? He definitely was not going to get called up, in my opinion. They haven't fucking talked at all, and last time we saw the two of them was a shit show. So, do I think he makes it to World Cup? Yes. Do I think they win anything? No. Do I think they can give Argentina a run for their money and then lose undoubtedly, like, I don't know, an 80th minute goal to go down? Yeah, that's exactly how I see it happening. And then there's gonna be like, oh, we played Argentina well, so it's the right guy. When and that's not the fucking case at all. Because I mean, it may sound crazy, and maybe Argentina's a bad example because Messi's like the fucking great tiebreaker, but um, like, dude, we have players that are like real, that are like real fucking players that can go out and make differences. And I mean, you look at that midfield; it's strong, it's powerful. You had Gio; it has a skill. Pulisic and Weah dynamic on the wings. And then our strikers are looking solid. You know, our back line is probably our biggest weakness, but we even have players there too. So Matty Turner in goal is a very solid international keeper in my opinion. So
Dog.
uh yeah, I mean you can't dog. Dog. So yeah, I don't think we win anything with Berhalter. I think he makes it through the World Cup, and I think we're gonna waste a really good moment in this like federation's history, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think so. I think just looking at the roster, if you were to think how should this team play and not have an idea preset of how you want to play, you would probably say a lot of combination down the center. You have a Balogun who's very good at combining and creating. You'd want him on the ball in the center. You have Gio, extremely technical and good with combining. Pulisic, him with Giroud and at AC Milan doing exactly that through the middle, little link up play where he can cut in, has been extremely dynamic. You have Way on one side who probably isn't that player, but then right behind him, like always almost on his ass, going up the field, you have Sergino Dest, which is quite literally the main thing he does. And it's just like when you have those players and you're not using any of their strengths, like if you look at the crossing of them, none of them are like particularly great crossers. And the only
I
one that
think
you would say
Weah's a
is,
pretty
yeah, I think Way would be the one shout that be of a higher level crosser than just an average player. But unless McKennie is coming in with late runs, you don't really have anybody who's dominant in the air, I would say, unless you
like
go to like
Pepe's
a
better than Ballo, but it's not like
yeah,
he's fucking.
he's not like some physical beast. So
Not
it's just
Holland.
like
Yeah.
it's an interesting one for sure.
I also
But
think like it's so clear, like just like you said, like Death tucks in, Weah stays wide, Pulisic tucks in, and Jedi does the overlap. Like, how is this not what we're doing? Like and then just have Pulisic Geo combined, late runs and fucking balls in behind to Ballo. It feels so simple that like, but then Triple G. So
Trilogy, he wants to change the way people view American soccer, and maybe people had a positive mindset on them before
it
this.
feels
So
like
maybe he
he's
wants to
trying to be
change
like a
that.
South American team, Like that's like South American teams like Uruguay, Colombia, Chile play a lot with those crosses, play a lot like physical dominance, running up and down. Um, and we have players to be different than that.
I just think we've out evolved that. I think maybe at the start of his tenure when he had like a Callum Acosta still in there, when he had like a Jordan Morris, yeah, you just sprint down the side, try and cross it into somebody like a Josie and see what happens. But now we have that technical ability that he has to adapt, and I mean that's what got called out for. There has been rumors, I'll say, by one of Weston's friends tweeting out that somebody at the U.S. camp is very unhappy with the way he is being played in the system. Balogun was seen arguing with Berhalter as he came off in the Oman game. So he did not name names, but he is saying that somebody is quite unhappy with the way that Berhalter is playing him. So you would probably assume that. So both strikers now potentially having some type of a grievance with good old Greggy. But any final
Ballo
thoughts? Any final grievances?
Ballow's different gravy, so I think and especially after making such a big switch, I think he has every right to be upset at the way they're playing. But still rooting for the boys.
Absolutely. Go where you're appreciated, some might say.
That's right.
But enough with the US, enough of the ranting. Let's get into the future here, where everything can be bright and nice. We'll go over to one of my favorite team, Manchester United, versus my other favorite in Brighton. They have a big game here. Both teams are kind of needing this, and I know you can say that really for any game in the Prem, but you look at the table, Brighton, they kind of want to keep their hot start going. Manchester United, 2 wins, 2 losses. This is a big game. I think Eric Ten Hag, especially with all the Jadon Sancho drama going on, where he's now been dismissed from the first team. I don't think Ten Hag has a grasp on his team, and Brighton on the opposite side have De Zerbi, and they're getting momentum. I think this could be a bad moment for United here. I am worried about them going to this game. I think Brighton ends up winning this game. I don't think the locker room's there for Man U, and I think 2 wins, 3 losses through 5 games might the alarm bells be ringing. Mike, I'll start with you here. If Brighton were to beat Manchester United here, where's your panic meter on Ten Hag with all these issues going on in the locker room and poor results?
Yeah, if Brighton comes and wins, or if they win big, DEFCON 5. Like, this is the nukes coming. Get to the shelter. It's going to all hell, dude. Like, hide your kids, hide your wife.
He's
Ten Hag out,
Oppenheimering Man
dude.
United.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they will lose at Old Trafford. I think they'll get a tie at worst, maybe even sneak away with a win. I mean, they tend to do that, play real poor, and then play pretty poor and somehow still get a win. So that's kind of what I expect out of them this week. Brighton, I don't know, dude. Credit to them. They're a great team to watch. They play well. But I just think Man U needs this win, and I think they'll somehow get it.
Yeah. Nick, I think previously with Man U, they almost always had some bit of a star. Even Bruno Fernandes for a couple of years was, you could rely on him to almost be their savior if the rest of the team was kind of playing shit. Is there a guy like that this year for them? Or is that the reason why they are kind of not looking too hot?
Listen, Bruno Fernandes just was set pieces. That's it. So ref gave Man U a foul as they
He
always
had
do.
a great
No,
season.
no, he didn't. No, he didn't. You watch the games. Anyways,
World class.
do they have a star? Yeah, Rashford's that guy. Again, I was talking about it in the Arsenal review from their game, but every time he touches the ball, I think opposition fans get scared, a little nervous, a little tight in the chest. He's a good player. I kind of like Man U in this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Ten Hag's gonna stink it up at home, because that's his new style of football apparently. I like Hoyland to start, and I like what I saw from him in his little cameo. And I've been talking about it for a while, dude. Brighton on transitions, they don't look hot, and that's literally the only way Man U can score because they have fucking zero creativity, zero like being able to play the ball through the middle, zero ball progression aside from just fucking hoof it and someone's down there.
Run, Rashford,
Um,
run.
Run, Rashford, run. Yeah, you can't bomb it to the right because Anthony's just gonna spin in a circle and trip himself. But
But that spin will look pretty damn sweet.
And he ain't there right
oh
now.
sure, I have also that. Oh, little start for Garnacho.
Hopefully.
Is
I think it's
this
gonna have
is
to
this
be.
the time? Listen, all things off the field aside, is this the side that we see Anthony drop out of the 11 for an extended period? Like even if he comes back from his allegations?
Yeah.
I think so.
I like that. I like that. But yeah, honestly, I like Man U in this game. It's either gonna be if Brighton doesn't score early, I think like let's say first 20 minutes, first 25 minutes, I think Man U wins this game late, and it's gonna piss me the fuck off. But we also know there's a big decision that's gonna go in Man U's way from VAR at some point. So, got to be ready for that if you're Brighton. Corruption at its finest. But I'm not gonna lie. I think the only way they lose this game, in my opinion, I think they at least draw. The only way they lose is if Ten Hag all of a sudden tries to play real football again. Um, and I just haven't seen that from him for a year. So I like Man U to win this game.
I think my main concern here is if you're looking at some stats here, you see GF, that does not mean girlfriend, it means goals for, and Brighton have a pretty large number there at 12. And if you look at the goals against for Manchester United, they have 7, which is the second highest you'll see on this top half of the table. That's not a very good math equation if you're a Man United fan.
Man
Their
U
defense
playing the
has
terrorist
looked
football they play.
oof.
Man U's?
Man U's defense has looked very bad against dribblers and Mitoma. Boy, I tell you.
I thought they actually played
Boy, I
very
tell you, I
well
would put a
against.
bet on that guy to score.
He's got to play against
I'm.
Wan-Bissaka this weekend.
That's what I'm saying. I disagree. I respect Wan-Bissaka as a defender to the highest degree. Maybe not as a total footballer, but as a defender, he is up there.
I just think the second he'd cut in.
Dude, Wan-Bissaka, I'm telling you, Martinelli played a hell of a game.
We'll see.
Either way, I think Man U actually, when they play their little terrorist football, they do defend really well. I like them to score on a counter and pull out a win here.
All right, from one Manchester team to
wait.
another.
I got some closing remarks here.
Oh, you said not so fast.
Wow. Cristiano? Was he right?
Oh,
Was he right
No.
about Man
Cristiano
U?
was right.
I think he
Have you
was right.
seen
Let's
what
give the
happened
man
with
his
Sancho
flowers.
too? I think.
Wait. What do you mean Cristiano was right? What are you referring to?
To the mindset of the club. To the
Well,
players
it's not
putting.
it's not a football club anymore. It's just a money-making machine. It's been that way for a while.
Is that not what Mike's saying with that? Getting
But
to.
his comments about the
But
manager,
Cristiano wasn't part of
about
the
the younger
solution.
players. Cristiano Ronaldo was the solution, mate. He kept them
Oh,
afloat.
God.
He made them look better than they
He
were.
was their leading scorer.
Yeah, he was their leading scorer, and they played worse football.
I don't know.
Disrespected, dude. They essentially put him in a nursing home, and
All I
that's what
know
you
is
get.
we weren't in the MLS at 36.
He's also losing in fucking
All right, now let's
Saudi.
move
All
on.
right. From one Manchester to another. We have Manchester City versus the red hot West Ham Hammers. Mike, take us away.
Manchester City 3, West Ham 0. Sorry, West Ham. You've been playing good, but you're playing the big boys. And that's what happens when you play the big boys.
Nick, do
That's
you
all I
have
gotta
any
say about
opposing
that.
thoughts? Are you a big West Ham fan here?
Top
Top four
you know how I feel
battle.
about their-
Top four battle. West Ham, Man City. Who would have thought that at the start of the season?
Listen, I actually was pretty bullish about West Ham maybe being able to sneak a point here. Is it at West Ham? I'm pretty sure. I think it's at London, in London.
It's in London. Yep.
I kind of like them to get a point. And then this morning, I saw the fucking announcement video for Kyle Walker, and there is no way these
That
bros
was
are
class.
fucking losing
I'm not leaving.
after dropping the most fire Twitter video that's ever been seen. Palmer, it's in chat if you want to pull it up in a little bit, but oh my god, let's watch it.
Even Pep's in the video. How about that?
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Is it happening?
I'm not leaving! The show goes on! This is my home!
I mean, come on, there is no. I mean, I know Burnley was on fire with their transfer videos, but
Yeah, shout out to
that
Burnley
is
on
the
theirs.
one.
That was
So I
pretty
mean,
good.
I don't know. There's no way. Walker scoring a brace, and Man City 4-1. There's no way.
That's
I
a big
can't-
result versus a top four battle here.
I can't wait to see 36-year-old Kyle Walker in 2026.
Still
They'll still be
faster than
outpacing
everyone.
people though.
Still getting faster.
Honestly. I can see a Mikel Antonio counterattack with a goal.
Against fucking who?
To make,
Against
no.
Diaz and
Let
Akanji?
me finish what I'm saying. Mikel Antonio counterattack goal to make it 1-4. But yeah, I think Man City will bulldoze here. And Nick, I'm gonna pass it over to you here. But I want you to be extra careful seeing me and Mike here, two
Know your crowd.
toffees. As you talk about lowly Arsenal versus the mighty Toffees of Everton. Take it away. Give us the dream that Everton might pull away with 3 points here. I think that's what you might be
Listen,
predicting.
I have deep love for the both of you, and absolutely zero respect for your Everton fandom. I appreciate Everton. I hope they do well. I hope they stay up. I think they're like a staple of the league,
I had
whether
to
it's a good
scroll
staple
for
or
that
bad.
one.
You know,
That's fucked. Fuck you. That's
I
messed
don't even know what
up.
the fuck that means.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, there is no. I mean, the goal fit in talent and even in form. And Arsenal's not even in that great of form right now, if we're being honest. But there is just, I mean, Everton should realistically have any chance in this game. The only thing that worries me is just history. Palmer tweet in chat, but Everton have not lost to Arsenal at Goodison since Papa Wang's back in I think like 2015, 20 I don't know when it was. But he's the last Arsenal manager to go to Goodison and get a win. Feel pretty good that changes this weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like our team. I like the form where our star players are in. I think Kai and we're reintegrating Zinni back into it, reintegrating Gabby back into it. They're a little bit behind, but I mean, looking at Martin and Bukayo and Saliba and the big boys, they are firing. And so Dex, I mean, fucking Rice is our best player at the moment, if I'm being honest. So um yeah, I like this. I like this game to go Arsenal's way. I think it's gonna be hard fought. I'll take a 2-0 win. But maybe with like a late goal that kind of seals it late on a counter after Everton's trying to push a little bit more. Um, I don't see I don't see Everton being able to create much. Aside from a couple long balls in the last 10 minutes when Arsenal kind of bring on five at the back and drop off trying to defend the lead. Yeah, I like Arsenal at this big time. My lineup for the game, I'll take Ramsdale, I'll take Saliba and Gabriel in the middle of the pitch. We'll go Zinni at left, Ben White at right, Dex in the middle. Let's keep Kai in there. Actually, I'm okay with Havertz starting this game. I'm okay with Odegaard. And I want Gabby. I want Gabby back in the lineup. We'll go Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka. No disrespect to Eddie, who's been awesome. I've changed my tune on him just in these past couple weeks. And Kai, I really like what Fabio Vieira is doing, but going up against fucking Onana and Doucouré, I don't know if that's his moment, at least not at the start of the game. So I think Fabio deserves to start, but I think it might be a smarter move to start Kai. We'll go 2-0 to the Arsenal.
That's not too bad. Mike, why don't you tell him, or maybe we flip that score line and make our rise to the top of the table.
Are not Danjuma. Don't forget about the COVID news. Gets on a little bit of form right now. A few goals, one in the Carabao, one in the Prem. Come on, man. I think he's gonna find himself another goal. I think he could be our guy.
Don't
Beto
forget
and
about Beto.
are not Danjuma up top. DCL somewhere in the old injury reserve. I saw that Damari Gray and Alex Iwobi both departed these past couple weeks. Two of our
Iwobi
best
was your
players.
only creator. Your
So,
only
yeah.
creator.
Yeah, we got a plethora of CDMs that we're still holding on to, but our attacking talent is going out the door. That's what I'd like to see as a fan. Sean Dyche knows what he's doing. I'll say
if he can
2-1.
perfectly ball us back into the Prem, I'm okay with Sean Dyche.
Dude, you know what? This team is set up to play Greg Burrow with the ball.
Greg Burrow's licking his lips at this job right now.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
who
He
the
said,
fuck is on the
"God
wings
damn
for
the
Everton?
crosses."
Say that again.
Who are the wingers for Everton right now? McNeil on the left. Who's on the right?
We got Dwight
Took the most
McNeil.
recent one.
On the
Is there
right,
anyone on
dude.
the right?
Dude, I couldn't tell you.
Who played on the right
Oh,
last
Garner.
game?
Garner.
Who the fuck?
Nick, we don't have the facilities for that right now, big man.
We're starting Decory at 10, lad. Mate's a 6 and 8 at best.
Listen, I also like Declan Rice, little man of the match performance again. Arsenal Player of the Month, by the way, for August. What a fucking player, world class.
Yep, we'll just have to see what happens, but not getting my hopes up. Safe to say.
I think it's hard to get your hopes up too much when Everton is involved. But we go to the other team in the Mercy side as we run through some score predictions here. Just give me a quick score prediction as I list off some of these other games around the table here. We're starting with Liverpool versus Wolves. Nick, what are you thinking?
Yeah. I mean, at Molineux Stadium shouldn't make a difference. Give me Liverpool. They're fucking flying high, dude. Give me 3-1.
All right, Mike.
I'll go
Same
6-1 Liverpool.
6. Wow.
Yeah,
He
they're
has got
always
them flying very
they're
high.
they do it
Snoop
every
Dogg
season.
level high.
You know, they got a few games every season where they just are the best team in the world, and they just don't stop scoring, and that's this weekend.
You know, that's not too preposterous there. We move forward to Aston Villa and Crystal Palace here. Is there a chance for the Eagles to upset Villa? Would it even be an upset at this point? Mike, why don't you start us off this time?
I like it. I think it's a good game. I think like a 1-1 draw kind of deal. That's what I'm feeling.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, I think it's 1-1 for a while, but I think Villa breaks through. I'll give them a 3-1.
Unai
Who
Emery
scores?
masterclass
Who scores the winner,
incoming.
Nick?
Huh?
Who scores the winner?
Dude, this Musa Diaby kid, I'm telling you,
He's
he's not
a
like
monster.
a Saka or a Salah kind of player where he's like an out and out winger, but like as that second striker and the pace he has, the timing he has, I didn't
Dangerous.
love the player for Arsenal. I think he fits what Unai's doing perfectly.
He's been insane since the youth days. I used to watch him in when he was playing for France's youth team versus the US, and he was cooking everybody in that tournament. We
Okay,
move forward
weirdo.
to more Americans that I've watched. Mr. Anthony Robinson and Tim Ream at Fulham versus the gargantuan club Luton Town. Can they bring down a giant like Luton Town? Nick, you want to start us off with if Fulham can make this upset?
Iwobi debut? Iwobi debut goal? I think we'll say honestly, I haven't been super convinced by Fulham. We'll say Fulham 1-0.
1-0. Is that enough, Mike?
No, I'm thinking 2 or 3-0. Raul Jimenez finding his form with Mexico against the mighty Uzbekistan
With a penalty.
this past
Let's
weekend. He scored a
add an
brace.
Mexico will
asterisk
not
to
win that
finding
game.
form. No, they didn't win either of their games this window. They drew Uzbekistan 3-3 due to
Hey, he
late
can't stop
goals.
him off and going in the net, but he could put it in himself. Yeah, I like 3-0 Fulham. I haven't liked him all season, but I like him against
Jesus.
Luton.
All right. Speaking of goals, we go to my boy Ange. My boy Ange. He's got Sheffield. Notoriously a bit
Flags
more
is
of a
just
defensive stalwart.
Flag's just trying to piss me off. He's back in Spurs and Man U all year. Fucking
Listen, Ange,
what a cock.
I really mess with that guy. He is different gravy. I like him. And I think
I'm the stupid. What am I pulling up here?
it's gonna be
Tottenham, Sheffield.
Tottenham versus Sheffield United
Okay.
here.
Top left there.
You don't know
Yep.
Ange quite like I do, Palmer, but he is
Yes.
a beautiful, beautiful man from Australia.
That's
Mike,
I
just
do
lovely
think
flags.
how
Palmer
many
would be
goals?
in on him.
How many goals is Sonny getting? And what's the final?
I don't know if Sonny gets any, dude. He's kind of streaky, but I like Tottenham.
He just scored a hat trick.
Yeah, that's a streak. I like it. 2-0 Tottenham.
A streak of 3 in
I
one
noticed
game. All
here,
right.
Sheffield's got 9% chance to win. Everton had about twice the odds to beat Arsenal. So
That
I'm
is
liking us
true.
even more now. I'm really liking us.
hate to say it, but 4-0 to the fucking cocksuckers over at the Lily Whites. I like Tottenham big.
All right. Speaking of one team that you hate, to a team that everybody hates, Chelsea versus Bournemouth. I don't
They're
think
gonna
Tyler
lose.
Adams will be back, but Tyler Adams is nearing a return, and hopefully he can start helping out soon. Can Chelsea shit the bed one more time versus Bournemouth here? Nick, can they do it?
Yes, Bournemouth is gonna win this game. I feel honestly pretty fucking confident.
Nothing would
This
make me
feels
happier.
it feels like 1-0, 2-1 with a late heartbreaker for Chelsea. It's not Bournemouth too. I I mean nothing out of Chelsea's inspiring confidence at the moment. And honestly, we talked about it last time. That Semedo kid on Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth this year. So yeah, give me Bournemouth 1-0. Fuck it.
Mike, I don't think you can call that a disrespect to choose Bournemouth anymore, which might be disrespect within itself. So, what
Dude,
are
I
you
like
thinking here?
I like Bournemouth too. I think Bournemouth goes up,
God damn.
and then
How the mighty have fallen.
I think Enzo Fernandez gets a little upset that his team sucks so bad, and he nukes one in for about 30 yards to draw the game. So that's what I'm thinking.
1-1.
I think Chelsea get a win here. I think
Listen, has
Nico
Enzo? Sorry, go ahead.
Jackson slides one in.
Oh, shut up.
Good for my fantasy.
Has Enzo become the most quickly overrated midfielder that we've ever seen?
No,
He is quality, but probably.
no.
I came on here a couple weeks ago saying he's quality, but everywhere I turned, people were talking about him, and it's like, oh, England has Bellingham and Argentina has Enzo. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That guy he is not that level player.
However, he's looking quality at Chelsea, and just think of all the talents they've brought in and how they haven't looked that quality. So I think if you look at it through that lens, maybe
World
he
class.
is
Dude,
different gravy.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know, dude. Enzo's got a World Cup. Bellingham has a none. So
Okay,
argument
shut up.
over.
Messi has a World
Alright.
Cup.
We'll close it out with another extremely wealthy club, Newcastle, playing versus Brentford. Honestly, I think this will be a pretty good game here. Nick, what are you thinking? Do Newcastle get their season back under control, or does the slide continue and Brentford continue their march on?
It's at St. James. It's
Yeah.
Eddie Howe's had a couple weeks to reconvene with his brain trust. I like Newcastle here. I think this gets them back on track. I don't actually look that good this game, but I think they squeak out a win. Let's say 2-1, and I think just without Tony, Brentford doesn't have too much of a chance, especially with the midfield that Newcastle has. So I don't see Brentford hitting on transition, which is kind of their game this season without Tony. And yeah, I like Newcastle. I like Newcastle.
Mike, tell me
I think
you're
this is the
buzzing
start
for
of
the bees
the
here.
start of the turnaround.
Money bags versus money ball. I'm liking Newcastle to bounce back here. They need a win, and I think they'll get it. I don't think it's super close. I think it'll be about 2-0. Newcastle driving most of the game.
I think
I like
Newcastle as well.
I like Isak to find a goal at least once.
God, I love that player.
God, they need this result, especially going into Champions League on Tuesday. So they
For
have
sure.
big time aspirations here.
They could use some
For
momentum.
sure.
That was the last game of our preview, and now we're going to do a new segment. We are going to be choosing a World 11, going position by position here. We can each throw out some names, but we will decide on one starter and one backup for the 11. And it's going to be our World 11. And we're going to start off with goalkeepers. Mike, why don't you make the first nomination here, and we can either accept it or we can, give our own spin on things here.
Wait. What's the what formation am I doing here?
That works.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys want one pivot, two pivot? Doesn't matter.
I
go one
don't think
pivot.
we need to get that into depth.
Do I get that? I don't think I get that. Hang on. I want.
That's good.
This should be good.
What colors do I want? Let's go.
Why don't you decide
Let's go
that?
a 6, 8, 10. That one's good. That
All
one's
right.
good. That one's
You
good.
guys want the no-brainer goalkeeper, or do you want one that's
No,
not
we
obscure?
definitely want the no-brainer goalkeeper.
All right.
If you're
It's
going
Thibaut
for him.
Courtois. He's the best goalkeeper in the world.
Disagree.
Who are you nominating, Nico?
I'm just fucking around. Yeah.
All right. So
No
I think the
Courtois.
debate then goes for the backup. We have Courtois in first. Who's second? Is it between Brazilian? Is it Allison Ederson? Is the debate here?
Not for me.
He likes Ter Stegen. This
Did I spell
fuck.
that right?
He likes Ter Stegen, and I can kind of see where you're coming from because I
It's
think
Mark.
Edison's more with the ball. Allison's more of a shot stopper. Ter Stegen feels like a happy medium. For my goalkeeper, I just prefer the elite shot stopper. So give me Allison. I think he's the best shot stopper of everyone else remaining outside of Courtois.
I will second that. I will put in Allison Becker as our backup. Like you've been outvoted on this one, but we'll give an honorable mention to Ter Stegen. I do think that's a good shout.
What's the most important thing about goalkeepers? Not conceding, right?
Yes.
Who conceded less than Ter Stegen this past season?
Who keeps the ball more than Barcelona? Fucking no one.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the only stat. I think David De
Clean
Gea won
sheets,
the Golden
baby.
Glove last year for clean sheets, so
Yeah, and he's currently like what, free agent?
he is a free agent. Also, that seems crazy. Somebody needs a goalie of his quality.
Negative.
That's more his
distribution.
decision than anyone else's. If we're
I
being
think
honest.
so.
If
All
he
right, we'll
can-
move to the
Look
right
at this
back
one.
position. I think this may be a bit of a cop out. And producer P, that is a center back, not a right back. We'll go ahead and
Clarify.
mention.
Hey, shut the
Clarify
fuck
would
up,
be
guy.
the good one.
It's
But
fine.
do we cop out and say Kimmich is available, or are we sticking with actual right backs?
Dude, he's an
Actual-
actual right back. What do
He
you
only
mean?
Hasn't
plays there for
played there in
Germany.
years.
Okay.
I vote against Kimmich being included in this. Mike, what's your vote?
I don't think he contends for the best right back, even if he is a right
This
back.
is oh
All
my
right.
god.
All right, so Nick, why don't you give us what you think is the starter for the World 11 right back?
I think it's Joshua Kimmich. You fuck.
I veto. So, Mike, why don't you give us who you think the
Damn
starter
it.
should be?
It's the man who's not leaving, isn't it? It's Kyle
No.
Walker.
Oh my.
He's the best right back in the world. It's hands
Oh
down.
my god.
Yeah, I think so. I think
He's best
Oh,
defensively. He's a physical beast.
Nick,
If you have a
seem
left winger,
quite perturbed by this.
who do you want?
Listen, this
playing
might be me getting
Mo
hung up on world
Salah's,
class again.
Bukayo Saka's?
This might be me getting up on world class again. I just think the right back position's so shit. I think the only guy who sniffs world class is Joshua Kimmich there, but apparently I got fucking overruled. I guess if we had to choose one right back, I mean, what other names are we even thinking of?
Cancelo,
Well, how do you
Reece
spell?
James for his
Cancelo
2 games a
can't
year.
defend. Trent Alexander-Arnold can't defend. Reece James can't play.
Dumfries?
Denzel Dumfries.
Dumfries is good. Like he's a
Sergio
very good
Dest.
player.
I mean, hey, listen, we're just throwing out world class names, but
Honestly, I like Ben White better than all these guys, so that's my pick.
that's okay. Well, like, who are we thinking for the backup? Are we thinking? I think Reece James, if he's healthy, is insanely good, but he has not been healthy for longer than a 2-game stretch in about 2 years.
There's
So
a
I
name
think-
that we're not saying here that is a pretty no-brainer, I think.
Why don't you say it then?
It's Hakimi.
Oh shit, yeah, Kimi's probably. I mean, he's not much of a defender.
Is he
Yeah,
not
he's
the
a right
same
back.
Pretty
as
solid
Cancelo?
defender, but he's
Is he not the
amazing.
same player as Cancelo?
No, he's not the same player Cancelo at all. I don't think.
Like different profiles, but neither of them defend. Like
I think Hakimi defends quite a
I
bit
think
more.
I
than
think it's
Cancelo,
Hakimi or Cancelo.
and his physical attributes, way into that.
Nick, are we thinking Hakimi, Cancelo? Which one are you going for?
give me Hakimi then, I guess.
All right, we're putting in Akraf Hakimi as our.
We should have played
substitute
without a
there.
right back. That's what we're doing.
Play an inverted
Well, Ederson,
system.
Ederson at right back.
All right. Moving to our center back positions. Whole lot of names here to get through. We have player 2 and 3 that we are choosing from here. Nick and Mike, both actually center backs, so this makes no real preference, but Nick is our Colombian center back. Who are you choosing as the first starter?
Davinson
Yep,
Sanchez.
that is what we need there.
I
You're-
think
Did I spell your last name wrong? I
it's
think I did.
it's Ruben Diaz, right? I think so.
That's a
I
lot.
think we all agree there.
Yeah, I think we
he's
can put him in
elite.
there, right?
Yeah, I think Ruben Diaz is definitely. I would choose him as the right center back to start. And I like Saliba. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like my boy. Antonio Rudiger lags out once a game, so not him. Van Dijk's kind of on his last legs. Marquinhos is a decent shout. I think Saliba is a Rolls Royce.
I think you're
I don't think he's world class
maybe a
yet,
little biased
but
on this.
I think that Saliba, to be at the age that he is, doing what he's doing, marshaling one of the best teams in the world, I like William Saliba next to Ruben Diaz.
I think Rudiger should be in there.
I
I think
hard
Rudiger,
disagree.
Marquinhos are the two that I would
I think
nominate
Rudiger
as.
3 years ago, maybe.
I got a couple other
Rudiger
guys.
has
to put up
been
both of them.
good.
No, brother.
The two names I got going around are Virgil van Dijk. Maybe recently we'd knock him off, but I still would want him in there. And my other guy is Ronald Araujo. I think he has a shout.
No, he's a taller
Yeah,
Lisandro Martinez.
Oh, he's so good.
Should we be saying more Man City names? Should we be saying a John Stones, a Kanji,
No,
even
no.
The
Gavardio?
one Man City name who you could think of is Jasko Gvardiol, but I haven't
No.
seen enough.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Jessica Gvardiol.
Alright,
For what?
jeez.
For getting cooked by Messi? Is that what we're doing? Come on.
Yeah.
I think the only other name that could be in here, and you might laugh, but if we're not giving it to Saliba, I kind of like Thiago Silva better than the rest of the
Thiago
options.
Silva, baby. I put him on my list. I'll go for that all day.
I don't think. I mean,
He is the only
Class.
reason Chelsea's been held together for like 2 years.
Class.
but there, if you put, I don't know. I'm good with Thiago Silva. I think he is class, but I just don't think World 11. I don't think he should be in there. But
Listen, he's not the player he was anymore, but I mean, I do think Van Dijk's better than him.
all right,
Decent
do we
decline
want
in Silva.
substitutes to center backs, or should we move to left back?
Two's
Yeah,
probably
two.
enough.
Two's good, yeah.
I'm
All
good
right,
with this.
let's move to left back, aka player 4. Kind of slim pickings, I think, for left back here. I say
Better than right back.
nominate a little Theo Hernandez and Alfonso Davies as my two. What are you guys thinking, Nick?
I like Theo. I think he's the best in the world at the moment. Theo Hernandez at being a Milan. I won't go Davies. Give me. He hasn't been playing like incredible lately though. But I'm always gonna love the Scot. I do like Andy Robertson quite a bit. Um, I think he is like the truest fullback that we have in world football right now. Like what a fullback is supposed to be, up and down the pitch, great crosser, great defender, like great awareness, and just fucking fights, bro. Like he's a warrior. If I was to go into war, I know he's not in the best form right now, but I'm picking Andy Robertson. Honestly, maybe even with Theo.
Wow.
I like all those shouts. I like Andy, Alfonso, Theo. But one we haven't talked about who I think I would put as my number one is David Alaba. Plays more
Wow.
centrally for Real Madrid, but left back a lot of the time at Bayern and a little bit of Madrid. In Austria, he plays everywhere. But that dude's the most complete footballer out of that bunch.
I think dangerous precedence to be putting in inverted players on outside backs.
Dude,
Except for the right
he
back, you can do
doesn't
the
have
same
the
thing.
he doesn't have the pace, bro. Like,
Doesn't need it, dude. It's David
oh,
Alaba.
he might. He might.
You wanted to put
fucking might.
Joshua Kimmich at right back. We're talking about pace?
He's definitely faster than Alba, first of all,
Okay.
and
I
he's
mean,
way better like awareness position wise. I think.
if we're going best players, I'm putting David Alaba all day. I think he's
But I
better
don't
than
think
any of those
Alaba.
guys.
Just as we vetoed Kimmich not really being a right back, I don't think Alba's really a left back. He's more of a center back. So I would say we probably stick with an actual left back. I think Davies or Robertson are probably what I'm thinking.
I don't love
I'm
Davies.
good with either of those, whichever one
It's
you
a
guys want to
toss-up.
decide.
I'll take Robertson. Put Robertson in
That's
there.
good with
All
me.
right, Andy
Go
Robertson going in
Robbo.
as our substitute.
I absolutely love Andy Robertson. He's a
I
phenomenal
love
player.
him, dude.
He's a warrior.
He's one of my favorite players in the world, if I'm being honest.
Yep. I would wish
All right.
him to come to Everton or Barcelona
I don't think that would ever happen. Oh, not Anthony
or the United
Robinson.
States national team.
You know what?
Holy
I like
fuck.
that though. Andy,
Get
but
I.
Anthony is also a
And
Gee.
Robertson. There you go.
I like that.
there you go.
Moving to the number 6. I think the first player should be non-disputed.
There's only
Rodri.
one. That's it.
Declan.
That's
Yeah.
the
Declan.
list.
And
Dex.
then
Who?
Declan
I
Rice.
Rodri.
I put
like
Declan
Joshua
Rice second?
Kimmich. I put Joshua Kimmich here
Oh, I
on
could.
my list.
Yeah. Kimmich is probably second. Still above Rice at the
Oh.
moment.
And I like
Uh,
Kimmich at the holding midfielder more than I do at right back. I think he
I
just
disagree.
gets more into the game.
I disagree. I think as our sole pivot, I don't love Kimmich like with transitions, especially because I feel like our next two midfielders are gonna be pretty attacking. I like Declan, power, pace, everything you need. He's coming for Rodri's spot. I think like quick. I think by the end of this year, we're gonna talk about Declan as our number one spot.
No.
No, I
No
think.
chance.
Listen, we talked. I think let's say he doesn't get the move to Arsenal this summer, and he stays at West Ham. I think he still gets the number 2 spot here, right?
Not for me.
Okay, well, let's whatever Kimmich, and then you go Declan, right?
Casemiro.
Have you heard about this guy?
Wait, I'm doing
Casemiro's
Kimmich at
over.
the start.
No, we're going Rodri with the start.
Nope.
That's
RODR.
Just Rodri.
Rodri.
yeah,
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
That's what we're going with.
all right. And then substitute. I'm fine with Rice. I'm fine with Rice.
Declan
Yeah,
Rice.
that's fine with me. Yeah.
I think he's been pretty good.
He's
Dude, he's been the
class.
best player at Arsenal of a team that like was leading the league for 80% of the year last year. Like
Yeah, but
he's.
you're saying last year he wasn't a part of that. He was on West Ham, who was almost relegated. So
I know. I'm saying since he's coming to the team,
But they
he's been
did
the
win the
best player for
Conference
Arsenal.
League, lad.
All right, let's go to our other center mids. We can go with maybe 8s here, or do you guys just want to go with overall?
Let's do 1-8, 1-10.
midfielders?
1-8,
All right,
1-10.
1-8.
One box to box, one attacking.
All right, for the number 8s, the less glamorous of the positions. What are we thinking here, Nick? You look like you're cooking something up over there.
I think it's Jude, guys. I think it's fucking Jude. I love Frankie. One of my favorite players to watch, the way he glides with the ball. I mean, Luka is still at the top of his game. Modric, Gundogan had a hell of a year. I think it's fucking Jude. Like, I think a week ago we were talking shit about like world class players. He might be there. Like, I know the track record isn't long, but fuck, dude, he is nasty. He is scoring game winners for fun. And any team he steps into, he looks like the best player in the team. I like I like Jude, and I'm of like my list of like 8 or 9 world class players. I think he's on there.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at the top teams, it's Real Madrid and Man City, and you're looking at their midfields, and Jude definitely. I mean, he already is starting for Real Madrid, but he steps into Man City as well easily.
Dude, I
Like-
think he like whatever World 11 we end up picking. I think he runs the team. Like I think he's that fucking good. Like he's nasty.
Yeah, I think Bellingham 1. I think we're starting on 2.
I'm not mad about putting Bellingham here. I would think about putting him at the 10 as well.
Yeah, but I think you can clear up space for the rest of the 11 by putting him here.
The names I was thinking for 8, Frankie de Jong, as Nick said.
Class.
I think Frankie might be second. Yeah,
You could play pivot. You could play 8. He's fucking total footballer.
or Luka Modric.
And I had Bernardo Silva also on that list.
Is he an 8 though?
Yeah,
He
he's an
plays
8.
as
That
the
seems
8.
more of a stretch than Bellingham. I feel like.
No, less of a stretch. Bernardo
No,
Silva
no, no,
generally
no,
plays
no, no, no,
deeper
no, no,
than Bellingham.
no.
Maybe
Jude.
this year, but
Yeah. If we're talking about profile of players, Jude's an 8. Like he plays the talent elite, but I think he's a true 8. I think Bernardo's a true 10, maybe a true 7, like a right winger as well. Like he does very well in that Man City system in that area. I like De Jong. Or is Pedri an 8? Can we say Pedri?
Yeah,
I don't think
Pedri is an
Pedri's
8.
not second in the
I
world.
I don't rate him
Is he
that high
not?
quite yet.
He's definitely not.
Really?
I think Frankie's
Dude, I
clear.
have a high fucking opinion of Pedri.
I love Pedri and Gavi, but
I think
just don't give him
Gundogan
that yet.
could be the second best. He's been in top form, but I don't know if
Yeah.
I think I might
Eh.
still choose De Jong. But what are we thinking? Like, final say? You know what, Nick? Final say?
I say Frankie. Let's put Frankie in there.
All
Frankie De
right,
Jong.
let's put Frankie De Jong in as a substitute role there. And then we move forward to a glamour position, player number 7 over here, also lovingly called the 10 position. KDB, right? Number 1.
Well, hold your horses here. So KDB is there, yeah, right. But this is where I want to put Messi.
Shut up.
This is where I put Messi, dude. This is where
Just
Messi
stop
goes.
fucking talking, brother.
This is where
He's
Messi
trying to make
goes.
I think you still
he's
put
trying to
him
make
right
space for
wing.
Dembele, bro.
No, not Dembele. But this is where Messi goes.
Oh,
I think he's a
disagree.
right wing, no?
No, nope, he's not.
Dude, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
What?
definitely okay.
Ah,
You're outvoted by me and Nick already, so let's
What?
get that off the table. We have KDB 1, correct?
Dude, why Messi? There's no way.
Is Odegaard second? Is Odegaard the second best cam in the world?
Honestly,
Probably not.
No.
I think he's the third. I like Musiala second. I think he's for
Musiala's
real.
good call.
But he is really young. I mean, it's just that when I've seen him play, I think he does more things than Martin does. I'd put Odegaard 3. But
I feel like we're forgetting people. I feel like
dude, the 10 position's kind of dying. Honestly, give me Prime Ozil. Fuck it. Just someone write 2016 Ozil.
Okay, give me Maradona.
all right, I think my vote would be for Odegaard of the people I can think of right now.
I'll take Odegaard second, sure.
All right, substitute will be Odegaard. I'm sure if Palmer had the
That's why
easiest
we
time
put.
spelling Andy Robertson,
That's why we put
Odegaard will
Bellingham
not
there.
be.
Oh,
there
shit.
he goes.
I'm quick like
Damn,
that, bro.
I was talking shit, and there he goes.
Yeah, there he
All right,
is.
now we'll go to the right wing, player 10. And I think this is where you get Messi as number 1.
Clearly.
Is that
Sure.
a consensus, or is that am I?
If we're
Yep,
putting him
nope.
there, yeah, it's got to be
Okay,
Messi.
yeah. So Messi there. This is where I think we might get into a bit of debates. Who's the second best right wing in the world right now? Is
I
it
think it's
Salah?
Yeah.
I think so. I thought we'd
Yeah.
have a bit more of an argument from you, Mr. Arsenal.
Oh, I love Saka. I think Saka's going to be a better player than Salah. I think at the end of the career, I like Saka's career better than Salah's, believe it or not, because Salah's had a great career, and I think he does more for the team. I think that, but I mean, to be doing it this long, this consistently, and still looking the way he does, I think it'd be a bit disrespectful of me to say Saka. If I had to choose a player for Arsenal, obviously I'm taking Saka, but I think Salah's the guy.
Yeah, I think Salah's him.
I agree. It's him.
There's a reason he has an over $200 million offer from Saudi Arabia for him.
Yeah, but Saudi will offer that for
That's him.
Thomas Party.
That's him.
So
Yeah. All right. I
They
feel
make
like
a
this is the
killing
other obvious one on the other wing, the left wing. For me, Mbappe, yeah, you have to put him there. I think second
Yeah.
one is Neymar. I think you make I think Neymar's still that guy.
Nah.
I think
Still
we
above
put him
Vinicius.
here on the left because of the names that we have up top. So we want to get Mbappe. He needs to be in the team. Let's put him over here on the left.
I
Yeah,
like Vinny
Mbappe.
at the second spot. I'm going
But
Vinny over
if
Neymar.
you watch Brazil,
I like
the main
Neymar
man's
over
still
Vinny still.
Neymar. He's even though Neymar may not have like the still at Real Madrid or anything, but if you put Neymar at Real Madrid, I think he would be more the star, performing better, higher quality than Vinicius.
Neymar's a better player.
I think he's better.
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much at this 11, but I think we need a fucking gunman, bro, out of that left wing. If Messi's coming in creating, we don't need
But
the
this
same
is
thing on the left.
just based off who they are. It's not.
I like, dude.
Now you're seeing the vision. This is why Messi goes at the 10.
No, he doesn't. Because if we do that vision, then that midfield's
Ten.
shit, brother. God.
We got Rodri. That's all we need.
All right, my vote's Neymar. Nick, what's your vote?
I go Vinny.
All right, Mike, you are the decider.
We're going with Neymar.
Let's
Come on,
go.
baby.
We have Neymar in as the sub.
Neymarcito.
Electric.
Mike must not be a
ex-PSG
fucking fan of
teammates.
Neymar. He's not on his list.
Be a shame
There you
if
go. Vinny, put Vinny.
be a
All
shame
right.
if he left
We
Saudi
have
Arabia and came
one
back.
position left. And this
Whatever,
one, I hope you guys have some. Okay. Oh wow, that's an interesting spelling there. I hope you guys have the same opinion as me. I'm gonna say my Norwegian brother, even though I'm not Norwegian, Erling Haaland, and my Nigerian brother, even though I'm not Nigerian, Victor Osimhen.
Oh, I go Holland Kane.
I go
I think
Kane
that's a good
Holland.
shout.
You go Kane Holland. Oh my.
Kane's clear. Kane's clear.
I think producer P is making the executive decision on Haaland being number
I
one.
mean, all
and
three of you
I
said
agree with
Haaland,
that
so
decision. Yeah,
I'm
I
going
agree with
Kane.
Haaland as one.
I go
Kane does
Kane. I
more.
think Kane does more, but Holland does what he does better than anything that Kane does.
I think if you're talking about a World 11, and one of them is 1 or 2 in Ballon d'Or, and the other one is not, you choose the one that's gonna get first or second in Ballon d'Or.
I don't
Okay, can
put
we-
any fucking credit for Ballon d'Or. It's a popularity contest. You know that.
And if Messi
Doesn't mean
wins,
anything.
what are you saying? He won the
Yeah.
treble, and he was the highest scorer in the same league as Kane.
Yeah. Kane would fucking fit in the city like a glove too. Let's not kid ourselves here.
I think it's just disrespect on Haaland.
Look, no, it's disrespect to Kane. Look what Kane did to that shit Tottenham for years.
Oh yeah, he won nothing, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
But
Haaland
scored
was doing it
boatloads of
everywhere.
goals. He
I
made
remember
them
that.
a better team than they should have been. I mean, I think
I think Kane is
Haaland's
very
fine,
good, but
I think
Haaland,
Kane is clear.
Haaland
Spurs
is
look better
Haaland.
this year than last year. Okay,
I
here's what we actually need to figure out. How many of these players are actually world class? I pick
Putting Kane as a
6.
substitute there, Palmer, and then we can debate.
at the moment, I think Haaland, Kane,
it's with a K, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Wow, look at me go, soccer guru.
Is Lewandowski still world class? You guys think?
Mm,
I don't know if he is.
I have 10 of these.
I'd say yeah.
I have 10 of
He's
these
at a
I
players
would
as
say
world
yeah,
class.
but if we're going strict world class,
I don't think world class has to necessarily do with form.
Yeah, I
no,
agree.
I would agree because
I
I still
have-
put Modric as world class.
I wouldn't.
I think he's a world class player. You wouldn't call him a world class player?
I do think he's dropped off a little bit from where he was. I don't think he's world class anymore. I like all 6 of the front 3 as world class. I like Diaz, Roger, and Courtois as world class. And De
Well, I
Bruyne.
think
And
if we're saying these are the best 11 in the world, and the
I don't think
subs,
Kyle
they are all
Walker or
world
Theo
class.
Hernandez are world class. I don't think Thiago Silva is world class. I don't think.
I
Yeah,
do
those are
think
the
they are.
starters.
I think if you are the best in the world at your position, you are world class. And I think
Wasn't
world
that
class
like
players,
the point of this?
a
to
Kareem
decide?
Benzema or Robert Lewandowski are still world class too. I think
I
there
disagree.
are world class players.
Nope. Disagree.
Nick, I know what you're saying, but when you look at the history of like outside backs, then there's only like a handful of world class fullbacks.
Why is
ever.
that? Why is that such a bad thing?
But
That's
it's
true.
world class. It's the best in the world. If you're saying all timers, are they all timers? Then no.
Are they
but
Roberto
world class,
Carlos? Are they Cafu? No.
it means
Are they
you're
actually
the
both?
best
No.
class of the world, and that's exactly what this is the best in the world.
I don't
Maybe
think
my
Theo
definition-
Hernandez is world class.
My
No.
definition might be fucked. It's just like a.
Right, Merriam-Webster, give us your definition. What are you basing this off of?
It's a bad one, bro. But listen, just like a clear cut level above everyone else.
This is
Not
exactly
at
what
your-
we need
Not at your position.
of a person, thing, or activity of or among the best in the world. Would
Great,
Theo
congratulations.
Hernandez
Google.
not be of or among the best in the world at being?
Hold up,
Oh,
though, Flags.
Huh?
of or among the best in the world, I interpret that to mean just players in general. I don't think
Yeah,
the
that
fact that
doesn't
they're
mean
playing left
position,
back or
bro.
right back, you know,
I
there's
suppose,
other
but
Just
players
because
in the world who are better, who just play a
let's say
different position.
let's say there's only 10 teachers left in the world and I happen to be the best of them. Doesn't mean I'm fucking world class. That just means I'm the best of what we got. There are
but that does mean you're
like
world class. If there's only one
no.
teacher in the world and you're the only teacher, you are by definition of or among the best at that thing, at teaching.
Okay, well you and your fucking dictionary then can go suck your own dick and
It's the
enjoy that.
class of the
What
world.
I'm
It's what
trying
the
to
level of the world is at.
Okay, I'm not giving a fuck about the level of the world. I'm giving I'm caring about the level of the player, and I think it's like different gravy.
But it's
And I
not.
don't.
We're not talking all time here. We're not comparing it
I'm not
to.
saying all time,
We're
brother.
comparing to the
I'm
world,
saying
though.
you are so caught up on this word, the world, that you're not
That's
So-
the term
so,
we're talking
Nick-
about, world class.
understanding the
Would you
term.
say that some positions just don't bring about world-class players?
No, there's world class players throughout history at every single position. Is there less at certain
I-
positions? Yeah, sure.
Well,
I
but
get
as
your
in
argument.
right now, there's some
What?
positions that don't have any world-class players in them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I get your argument with that, but I think if you're talking about these players at these positions, you have to say world class. I have a more loose definition, but I do understand what you are getting at. That
S-
left
So
backs are going to be a lot harder to be world class at than a striker or a winger or
That's
something like that.
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
Then I do
saying that
not get what you were saying.
regardless of position, there are players that are cut above the rest. And
Yes.
I think that it shouldn't matter that just because you're the best left back in the world, that doesn't make you a world class player,
I
in
agree.
my opinion.
I'll give you an example here, Flags. So when Danny Alves was playing, especially in his prime, Danny Alves was a world-class player who just happened to play right back.
Exactly.
Kyle Walker is not a world-class player. He might be the best right back, but that does not make him a world-class player.
You know, we all have different definitions.
Well, you've been outvoted, bitch. So shit.
Yeah, so I guess I need to change my opinion off of
Yeah.
being voted.
Nick and I are more Merriam-Webster. You're a little bit more urban. So we'll go with that.
I'm Urban Dictionary type shit.
Yeah, you hear that,
Now-
ladies? He's got some urban dick.
Whoa. Continuing this weird turn by
Might have to
Nico,
cut that.
we
Might
have a special question that we promised at the start of the show from producer P. You may hate him already from his comments and spelling, but now he's going to say a question that might make you hate him more because he has promised it is weird.
Oh,
Lumber,
boys.
hit us with your best shot here.
All right, boys. So I was trying to think of a question I could ask y'all that would bring about more than just soccer, more than just football, right? It would encompass a lot of different things, maybe some pop culture, you know, anything I could get to broaden our horizons, all right? So, with a gun to your head,
Jesus Christ.
Would you suck dick?
would you rather defend a free kick from prime Lionel Messi or challenge prime Shaquille O'Neal to a 3-point contest?
Wait, what
Oh,
the fuck? Why would
shit.
you not challenge Shaquille O'Neal to a 3-point contest?
Now,
That
no.
seems so much easier.
Listen, but I have some stats before we go here.
Wait, what? Am I the goalkeeper?
You're the goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought,
you're-
do I just stand in a wall? I don't give a
No. You're the goalkeeper
Yeah.
Wait,
Goes
would
in.
you
defending
not-
Lionel
would you not
Messi's
just-
shot.
Would you not beat Lionel Messi? Or do you not just immediately lose to Lionel Messi if he's taking a free kick and you would win a 3-point shooting contest for Shaq? He's a terrible 3-point shooter.
Must
So-
still
I'm
be
not
better
winning a
than me.
3-point contest for a Shaq flex.
So I've
I like that
decided
better than stopping a Lionel Messi free kick.
it's not a PK, it's a free kick from outside the 18. And you do have a team of somewhat dependable people to make a wall. Now, Lionel Messi's career free kick percentage is roughly 9%, while Shaquille O'Neal's 3-point percentage is roughly 4.5%.
Dude, I like my odds against Shaquille a little bit better.
Are we shooting
I don't like
against
either one of
Shaquille,
them.
or is it one shot for
It's
both?
like what they do for the All-Star event.
Okay, 3-point
Okay, but it's only one shot for Messi, so if he misses, I win.
Yes. However, if he hits one of the either the crossbar or one of the two posts, then he gets a redo.
Oh
You
no!
just throw it in random.
I decided that
I'll
would be
fight
more
Shaq
fun. And also, if you tie Shaq, you have to redo it as well.
So it's like, can you make 3 threes within 60 seconds? Or do you trust Lionel Messi with all the pressure on him in the world to miss a free kick when he's nailed in every free kick
Yeah.
recently?
Can I have a wall of NBA players?
Can they have
Sure.
wall?
You can you can have Shaquille O'Neal's Lakers on as your wall.
Oh, dude, I'm taking the Messi free kick.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know.
That's half the goal taken away.
But Messi's gonna know.
Well,
that
they
you're a
can't
shit
stand in
keeper
the
and
goal
he just has to
line.
get it on frame.
No. What I'm like, you shift the wall so much to one side that shooting, like curving a ball over Shaq is pretty fucking hard.
But
Like, to get that much-
Shaq's team. Okay, let's go with just normal people, so we're not skewing the
No.
data here.
There's
This is
normal people with
an
Shaq
honest
easily.
talk.
I need a good fucking wall.
You have this World 11. You have Ruben Diaz, Thiago Silva, Rodri, Erling
They're
Haaland.
not tall enough.
So who are
I
you
know,
taking?
no. No, they'll do the Shaq one.
All right.
Can I sub on Kane? And maybe
I think
Dex,
I'm
Ruben
taking on
Diaz, Kane, and
Shaq. I think it's with Messi. You're just, if Messi fucks up, and I'd rather it be in my own hands. Of if I don't beat Shaq in a 3-point contest, I don't deserve to live. So it's like whatever. If
Again,
Messi hits a free
Messi's
kick on me, it's like,
Messi's
damn.
conversion rate is only 9%.
Okay, but Shaq's is even worse.
Yes, yeah, Shaq's is worse.
Yeah, but he's got like
and I get to go against him.
he's got
Yeah,
like
he
30
does have a
balls
little
to work with.
I have to make 3-pointers at a higher rate than 4% versus
Dude, honestly, I
Messi
think-
being the best free kick taker of all time, taking a free kick on me.
He's not the best of all time, but I think I win just based on conditioning alone. Do we think Shaquille like can make it to all
Prime-
5 of the racks?
Prime
See, that's the thing
Shaquille.
is,
Prime
I think
Shaquille.
I have that advantage on him.
Prime Shaquille.
Like 60 seconds?
Prime Shaquille is still not
Can he?
making it on there.
Actually, dude, he moved different. In this prime, he might be.
All right.
I
Final
shot basketballs
decisions.
recently. I was really bad. I think if you put me in a 3-point contest, dude, I might not make a shot. It really could,
Yeah, when's
I
the
could
last time
over it.
any of y'all shot a basketball, bro?
It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this is fair. I think you're right. I might not get it. I might not make
A
it.
couple
No,
years ago. But do we get a warm
I'll
up
take
time
the
or
one
no?
and done, dude. Put me out of my misery.
we don't get warm up.
No, you have a gun to your head, motherfucker.
Okay, they're not gonna be like, they're setting up a 3-point contest with Shaq. They can't give me a warm up.
Wait, so whoever has the gun to my head, is he also in goal with me? Like just as an obstacle?
behind the net.
Sure, yeah, he'll be part of the wall.
He's sticking his arm through the net at the back.
I've watched
I'll
enough
take
of
Shaq.
Messi's play.
Okay.
I know where Messi's
Final
playing.
answers. Let's go around the horn. Nick.
I'll take Shaq.
All right, Mike.
I'll retire Messi.
Oh
All right,
shit!
I'm taking Shaq in a 3-point contest. Palmer.
I think
What are you
I
taking?
gotta go Messi. I don't think I can make 3 threes, and I think Shaq could.
Power, I've
don't know.
seen you move laterally. There's no way you stop a
I'm just hoping he misses, bro.
That's our I am goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Or backup goalkeeper. that you're talking
backup
about.
goalkeeper, bro, with fucking Jack's old gloves.
What a time. What a pod here, guys. We have
Holy.
touched on quite a bit. Talked a whole lot about world class and a whole lot
And
of
what
shit.
is it? Oh,
We will be doing this pod each Thursday. So click the subscribe, hit the like on our YouTube here, and be on the lookout for us to join Spotify and
Holy shit.
Apple Podcasts. And we will see you guys next week.
To our
Oh,
fans,
Jeez,
I
boy.
want to leave you with one question.
We already signed off, Mike.
If you see this 11 and the manager's Greg Berhalter, are they world class anymore?
I think that's a no.
Think about it. We'll be back next
Think about it. Good night.